Good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Carmelo Lattuca in the 1011 Now streaming studio. We're going to talk about some spotty shower chances that we have heading into Sunday afternoon, along with the warmer week that we are expecting as we climb into the upper 80s to low 90s as early as Tuesday and Wednesday, and that continues into next weekend. So let's take a look at all the details, starting out with our Lincoln Weather Almanac. Just want to make sure here, yes, Lincoln Weather Almanac, high temperature of 80 degrees out there today. That's slightly below average, only 3 degrees below average for this time of year. Low temperature, 63 degrees. That was actually, coincidentally, 3 degrees above average for this time of year. We saw just under a quarter of an inch of precipitation. That was in the morning hours. We're at 1.17 inches for the month, 7.29 inches for the year, and running well below average for the year as well. As we move on to our observed precipitation over the last 24 hours, there were some spots that really had the bullseye of heavy rainfall as we got into this morning. That would be far southeastern Nebraska, Fall City, 1.41 inches of rain. Once again here in Lincoln, just under a quarter of an inch, a little bit over half of an inch out in York, under half of an inch in Hastings, about a third of an inch in Grand Island, and 2/3 of an inch out in Beatrice. So really central and southeastern Nebraska saw the bulk of the activity, and we could see some light rain once again as we head into Sunday, spotty showers and storms with the warmer week ahead, but rain chances for the most part not looking too promising. As we take a look at the Lincoln Precipitation Almanac, we're at 1.17 inches once again for the month. That's just a difference of about just under a tenth of an inch above average for the month to this point. So it's really good that we're basically keeping pace, but it doesn't look like those rain chances once again are promising over the next 7 days. And for the year, we are still running over 4.5 inches below normal for precipitation. So we still have an uphill battle to climb. But low temperature wise, I think Columbus, that doesn't look very right to me. 72 degrees, I think that's a little bit of an abnormality. I think that's some error in the data there, but upper 50s to low 60s for the most part, down to 39 in Alliance though, and up to 63 degrees all the way to the east in Lincoln. High temperatures this afternoon, well, we were able to climb into the upper 70s to low 80s. 81 degrees actually might be the high temperature in the capital city, but 79 in York, 81 in Kearney, 86 in Imperial, as well as in McCook. There was some of the warmer spots out there today, along with 86 degrees out in Valentine. As we take a look at our sky view cams, still seeing some cloud cover out there, but mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. It's mostly clear in the capital city at this hour, with the temperature still 78 degrees at the airport, 76 degrees at the studio. It does feel like 79 degrees. That dew point, we're going to have to talk about our dew points coming up. It's at 60 degrees right now. Could be closer to 70 degrees by the time we get into the middle to the end of this upcoming week. So that certainly means it's going to be a little bit more humid out there. And right now we're seeing winds out of the southwest at 7 miles per hour. Temperature-wise across town, mid to upper 70s. Still holding on to an 80 or 2 here and there, but for the most part, our temperatures are steady in the mid to upper 70s. We are seeing forecasted current temperatures across the state are also in the mid to upper 70s and low 80s. A little bit warmer in western Nebraska, 82 in McCook as well as in North Platte, 78 degrees in Tacoma, 76 in Wayne, 74 degrees out in Nebraska City. Now, still compare this to 24 hours ago, we're running 10, 15, 20 degrees warmer in central and western Nebraska. Not so much of a difference off to the south and east, but still a little bit warmer today in Lincoln compared to this time yesterday. Dew point temperatures, a little bit more humid in the eastern side of the state as compared to the western side. So 62 degree dew point in Nebraska City, that looks like the highest one out there right now. Down to 45 though if you go all the way out towards Sidney, and only 43 for a dew point out in Ainsworth. Our winds in central and eastern Nebraska, either calm or out of the south and southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Out to the north and to the west, we're seeing northwesterly winds at 10, 15, 20 miles per hour. Really starting to see that wind shift, so the cold front eventually moving through overnight tonight into Sunday morning. That's going to kick off those showers and storms, and it's going to bring in some cooler temperatures as well. Weather headlines over the next 3 days. Showers and a few storms on Sunday. That's the main weather headline, but some surface smoke is possible as we get into the day on Sunday. Unfortunately, those wildfires do continue up in Canada. We had to deal with that surface and smoke and the smoke aloft earlier this week. It does look like that's a good possibility as we head into the day on Sunday. More on that in just a moment, but a significant warming trend this week. Temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s. Currently, for satellite and radar, maybe some very light rain in northern Nebraska, but we're just looking at those dew points, really not too close to our temperature. So outside of a sprinkle, maybe just a spotty shower in northern locations, but most of the state seeing mostly clear skies. Zoom out regionally, we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings that go all the way down to the southwest and northeastern New Mexico, and tornado warnings, it looks like south of Memphis at this point, with a lot more rain in Illinois as we get into the Great Lakes region as well. Looking at the national picture now, you can start to see bands of precipitation north of the state of Nebraska into South Dakota, into western Minnesota. It's all associated with a low pressure system and a cold front that will eventually bring that rain closer here to the capital city and across much of central, western, and even eastern Nebraska too. Weather alert wise, Entire state of Minnesota once again under an air quality alert. We have no air quality alerts as we go closer to Nebraska, but I do think it's a possibility as we go into the day tomorrow that we could see one issued. It's not a guarantee that we're going to see surface smoke, but I think it is a good possibility. I'm going to show you why here in just a moment. For the surface smoke forecast, we go into Saturday night, into early Sunday morning, very early Sunday morning. Things are looking pretty good. But notice that yellow, orange, and red off to the north right around midnight in northern South Dakota. That is going to move off to the south as that front moves through. So 7 a.m. Sunday morning, smoke not too bad in central and southern locations, but northern Nebraska might be dealing with that smoke. So if you're unusually sensitive to changes in the air quality, might want to consider limiting your time outdoors as we go into Sunday afternoon. And as we head into Sunday afternoon, that's going to move a little bit further to the south, so central, and then eventually eastern Nebraska dealing with it. But by late Sunday night to early Monday, hopefully that smoke starts to subside just a little bit. Taking a look at the graph model, this is Saturday night into Sunday morning. Cloud cover will increase across the state. Mostly clear overnight here in Lincoln, but cloud cover for the most part during a good portion of the day on Sunday. And you can see these spotty showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two. It's not going to rain across the entire state. It's going to be a very narrow band of rain. It's going to move off slowly to the south and southeast. It's going to be really dry out there tomorrow. Our dew point's not going to be overly high, so a lot of this rain could actually struggle to make its way down to the ground. But for those that do see some spotty showers, we're talking about a few hundredths to a tenth, maybe up to a quarter of an inch. And we'll take a look at rainfall totals in just a few moments. But skycast into Sunday afternoon, cloud cover starting to exit the area. We'll see some sunshine as we get into Sunday afternoon, but a good portion of the day cloudy once again, and the rain chances should be coming to an end by 5, 6 p.m., and we should be quiet Sunday night into Monday morning, and Monday is looking really nice overall, mostly sunny to partly cloudy with some cooler conditions for this time of year, but a little bit nicer compared to what we're expecting this week. So in terms of rainfall, trace to a tenth, maybe a quarter of an inch, and take this with a grain of salt. That narrow band that you're seeing, it might not set up there. Could be a little farther to the south, could be a little bit farther to the east, or even the west or the north. Generally, we're just expecting a narrow band of precipitation, and we could see some light rainfall total. So it doesn't really look like a lot of rain here in Lincoln, maybe up to a quarter of an inch. Certainly not as much, I don't think, as what we got out there today. So maybe only a few, up to a tenth of an inch. As we go over the next 7 days and we look at the regional picture, more of the rain is going to be located to our northeast, to our east, and to our southeast as well. So across the state, some locations might not see any rain over the next 7 days. Best chances of rain overall, western Nebraska could see quarter, half to an inch, 3/4 of an inch, maybe up to an inch of rain. Here in Lincoln, it's not looking too good overall. We're talking a few tenths, maybe up to a quarter or a half an inch of rain. No Storm Prediction Center outlook in terms of severe weather on Saturday. This is Saturday night into Sunday morning. Just a general thunderstorm outlook to the north and northeast. Severe weather, a little bit more possible to the south on Sunday. So no severe weather risk here. No general thunderstorm outlook. Southeastern Richardson County maybe seeing a thunderstorm, but quiet overall. We have a slight risk to the south, an enhanced risk, even a moderate risk you'd see there just on the bottom half of your screen. Moderate risk in Texas as well as in Oklahoma. Could see some really good-sized hail out there. We're talking about baseball-sized hail and winds up to 80 miles per hour or even greater. But no severe weather risk here and no severe weather risk on Monday either. Generally going to be quiet over the next 7 days. As we play out Skycast in the statewide zoomed-in location, you can see that cloud cover begins to increase overnight tonight. Spotty showers. Look at it. It's just not going to rain everywhere as we get into Sunday. Sunday morning, late morning, early afternoon. Could see a few raindrops here in Lincoln. That could continue until 3, 4 o'clock. And then as we get into the evening hours, we should be quiet overall with mostly clear skies Sunday night into Monday morning and mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions Monday morning into Monday afternoon. Low temperature-wise, we'll drop down to the 40s perhaps to the west, mid to upper 50s and low 60s in central and eastern Nebraska, climbing into the 70s. Not really expected to get to 80 degrees out there tomorrow. Will be cooler behind the front. 73 in Lincoln. That's about 10 degrees below average for this time of year. Warmest, maybe 76 out in McCook. Could see up to 77 out in Wayne as well. Low temperatures as we get into Monday. 40s start to expand just a little bit more into central Nebraska. Low 50s off to the southeast. It's about 5-10 degrees below normal for this time of year. Highs on Monday, a little bit warmer. We're talking upper 70s to mid 80s. So across the Nebraska-Kansas border, that looks like it will be the warmest spot. And then low temperatures on Tuesday. It's getting cooler still, upper 40s to low 50s. And then as we get into Tuesday afternoon, though, we're really starting to see that warm up. Now we're kicking it up into the upper 80s to perhaps mid 90s, 95 in McCook, 89 here in Lincoln, 90 degrees in Broken Bow, as well as in Ord. Low temperatures on Wednesday, no more 40s, mainly into the 60s, so not a lot of 50s out there either. And then Wednesday afternoon, this week looks to be the warmest day this upcoming week. 92 in Lincoln, and with the humidity, it could feel like it's in the mid to upper 90s, so we will have to watch out for that. But most, if not all, of the state at least flirting with 90 degrees, if not a little bit cooler into the mid 80s. For your 7-day forecast, Sunday and Monday, these are going to be the coolest days of the week. So perfect days, I think, to, open the windows, don't have to turn on the AC, and basically this past week, if you've kept them open, you're going to continue to do so over the next 48 hours. But 40% chance of rain on Sunday. Beyond that, it's not looking too promising overall. So a much quieter week than what we've seen in recent weeks, and a lot warmer than what we've seen as well. So 92 on Wednesday, 87 on Thursday, close to 90 next Friday, or this upcoming Friday and Saturday as well. But notice that we have humid on the 7-day multiple days. I think for the first time this season, from Wednesday to Saturday, it's going to likely feel warmer than that actual temperature. So we might only climb into the upper 80s Thursday through Saturday. It will likely feel like it's around 90 to perhaps as warm as 93 to 95 degrees, with small rain chances next Thursday through Saturday as well. And the warmer than normal temperatures will continue into mid to late June. June 15th to June 21st, we have good chances for above average temperatures, best chances overall out into the panhandle, near normal for precipitation. So not looking drier than normal, not looking wetter than normal, no real clear indicator there. So near normal chances, certainly could use all the moisture that we can get at this point. Now, a little bit more interesting here, the 8 to 14 day hazards outlook. June 15th to June 21st, above average temperatures, our average high probably around 85 to 86, 87 degrees. If we're above average, we're likely climbing in the 90s. And with the humidity that we're expecting this time of year, could see some excessive heat. Now a moderate risk in central and eastern Nebraska. So could see our first heat advisories, maybe excessive heat warnings of the year. So certainly going to feel a lot more like summer as we go into the next 1 to 2 weeks. But it's also possible that we could see heavy precipitation as well. Now this map may have only been updated yesterday, given that we aren't seeing too much on the above average for 8 to 14 day for heavy rain. But when it gets warmer for this time of year, you have a lot of humidity. It is possible that you're going to get isolated to scattered thunderstorms, and those thunderstorms could be heavy rain producers too. So really kind of hard to forecast that. Once you get to that 8 to 14 day outlook, the precipitation chances may be not as high as what you would see in a normal 7-day week, but it looks like it could be warmer than normal. It looks like we could still see some heavy rain, but I think the excessive heat is certainly something to watch out for as we go into the next 8 to 14 days. But upcoming this week, showers out there tomorrow. We're looking to see low to mid 70s as we get into tomorrow and in the day on Monday. So coolest over the next 48 hours. Then we certainly warm up this week, and it looks like it's going to stay warm for a little while now. So after dealing with cooler temperatures for the last couple of weeks or so, May ended on a cooler note. June kind of started on a cooler note as well. It does look like that's about to change. So make sure to stay hydrated when these temperatures start to climb. The humidity is about to climb too. Don't test your limits. It's going to be a little uncomfortable out there at times, but warmer than normal this week. Showers out there tomorrow. It looks like we have multiple chances to get into the 90s, and that first best chance would looks to be on Wednesday at 92 degrees. Make sure to stay tuned to 1011 News at 10, and make sure to watch the news out there tomorrow afternoon and evening as well. I'll have all the latest weather updates. We'll time out those showers once again in just about an hour or so, so make sure to stay tuned to 1011 News at 10, and have a great night, everyone.